Hey guys, okay, so we are going to practice solving using the zero product property. So for number one, this is already set equal to zero, so we're good. We can use the zero product property. So we'll factor first. So this x squared will be x and x, and negative 15. So I'll need two numbers that multiply to negative 15, but add to 2. So those are going to be things like 5 and 3, negative 5 and 3, or 5 and negative 3. It's definitely going to be one of those two options. We're going to look at this one is definitely going to be the right one, 5 and negative 3. So that means my factors are going to be x plus 5 times x minus 3 equals 0. So according to the zero product property, if I have two products being multiplied together that equals 0, that means at least one of them has to be 0. Either x plus 5 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. So we end up with x equals negative 5 and x equals 3. So we'll go on to number 2. This one is already set up where we have two products being multiplied together and it's set equal to 0. So we can instantly just hop into the zero product property where either 2x plus 3 equals 0 or x minus 9 equals 0. So we'll solve this for x. Subtract 3. Subtract 3. 2x equals negative 3 divided by 2. X equals negative 3 halves. We can just leave it as a fraction, that's fine. And over here, add 9. X equals 9. Okay, moving on. We'll come down to the bottom here. So for these problems on the bottom, this one is fine. We'll just go ahead and factor this. We already know it's set equal to 0. So x and x will give me my x squared. And I got to figure out two numbers that will multiply to 45 and add up to 14. I believe those are going to be 9 and 5. There are other options we can check, but 9 and 5 will be the right one that adds up to 14. So x plus 9 and x plus 5 equals 0. And then we'll go ahead and start using the zero product property, where either x plus 9 equals 0 or x plus 5 equals 0. And we end up with x equals negative 9 or x equals negative 5. Good. And so the last question on here is one of the trickier ones, where this thing isn't set equal to 0. And so that's one of the things we have to have if we're going to be using the zero product property. It has to be set equal to 0. So we'll go ahead and just take care of that really quickly. Add 6 to both sides, and we get x squared plus 7x plus 6 equals 0. And then we'll just go ahead, do our normal solving process. I'm going to skip some steps here and not use the box method. So we'll get x plus 6 and x plus 1, right? We still need two numbers that multiply to 6, but then they also have to add to 7. We use the zero product property. X plus 6 equals 0, or x plus 1 equals 0. We end up with x equals negative 6, or x equals negative 1 as our two answers. Awesome. Thanks, guys.